Oh, recording we are, Mr. Evio. Anyway, let's see how good I can get here. Well, okay, so I mounted this somewhere else now, and I think it's okay. I have to move it a little more up this way without falling down and crashing again. Well, okay. So I should answer, being a YouTube idiot, I should answer some questions. The Hutchison effect apparatus is very large. It's vintage 40s, 50s, possibly 60s, a few modern pieces, but mostly all vintage naval stuff, as well as stuff I made. And mass weight measured from the apartment in Lynn and North New Westminster, weight is about 20 tons. Before that, it was a lot heavier. So that was in the apartment, measured and calculated by others, as well as there are drawings and that done by McDonnell Douglas and other folks over the years. I drew up my own diagrams, years ago, to be published in Electric Spacecraft Journal, which is, I don't think, around anymore. But it's all in there, and it's got it uploaded to my SlideShare, the information, plus who else drew up information? Of course, George Hathaway and others. So, covering that interesting topic, yes, I'm putting all the effect stuff private that I've done recently because I don't want people coming around and bugging me like they did in New Westminster. So that'll be private, and until I decide it's safe to release it someday, I don't know. But I have a number of effects already done, and they're not as dramatic as busting up metal and that kind of thing, but that's coming up soon because it takes a couple of years to organize everything every time I move. Uh, with Hathaway and the U.S. government, folks, I forget how long it took to organize, but George did an excellent job in organizing it. The basics, basically. But I have added features here for other things I need, like disruptive discharge transformers, direct current discharge systems, magnetic field structures, like I used to do in the bigger laboratories, as you might call them. I call them a collection, but so um, yeah. If you're trying to replicate it, don't use modern stuff because everything's too modern and not militarized, and it's all in a very confined space where the field effects will take that whole area and destroy it. Where this stuff is, well, naval and military and air force stuff works just great. I can withhold that, and that's why the Russians always kept their vacuum tube technology because of EMP pulses and that kind of stuff. So anyway, so I'm keeping that quiet. I'm not allowing people in here. Only people I know for a long time. Okay. Film crews can come if they sign papers like we used to do, sign the documents. They can interview me or do whatever they want. But they're, ordinary folks off the street, like in New West, doesn't work so well. And being in the United States, of course, you never know who's got all our marbles. You never know. But anyway, I'm talking about that right now. So, other thing I want to talk about today, before I get busy on something, is I've been doing a lot of studying on life extension, which I did started in the 80s, actually, when Dirk Pearson and Sandy Shaw appeared on a TV show. And I watched it on a 1940s television set in my place in Lynn Valley, North Vancouver. I was captivated by what Dirk Pearson was saying in the early 80s, I believe. Merv Griffin show. That inspired me to get involved in life extension. I started taking vitamins at that time and other things at that time. As time progressed over the years, I learned a lot more, and so I get orientated and study very deeply, actually, this supplement that should be from a reliable source from either Canada or Life Extension Foundation or Dr. Berg. Got a lot of information I've been reading in the last month on vitamin K2, 3, and 7 and all those ones. I do take that now for the last, I think about 2 months. Noticing results. Okay, vitamin K2, look it up and see how it's mentioned by Dr. Berg or other folks. Recently, like last night, also turmeric. Study that, please. If you're into life extension, like I am. Although I smoke, but oh well. Everybody's got their faults. Including little Johnny Cupcake, me. Okay, so what I found out, I saw something about castor oil, and I read, and I think it's called Healthopedia. Doctors talking about it, how it works on eyes and removes certain issues. So that's the next thing I'll be putting in my regime is castor oil. It sinks deep into the eyes and skin areas, and it does a lot of stuff. And I'm going to try and figure out how to dump off on my YouTube channel channels I put in there, associated channels, so I can get rid of that, some of those, and put in the doctors, Dr. Berg and other folks' information on my channel, as well as Mr. Pete or Tubalcane, who's a very interesting person who teaches people how to machine stuff and history of machinery. So I'm going to try and figure that out. I tried to figure out a playlist, so I found that out. The playlist, and I put the new HFX stuff in there under private. So like that. So anyway, castor oil. Adding that to my regime like I did with K2 and other things I've added over the years. You might want to look up castor oil and K2 if you're into health. I mean, if you don't have your health, you have really nothing. And if I don't have my health, all this stuff is just pile of scrap, you know. So really, you should try and get motivated to be healthy. So I've been doing life extension since the 80s on up to now, more so now. As the results I've noticed is amazing with the K2 and other new arrivals on the scene. Dirk Pearson's book was called Life Extension, A Practical Scientific Approach. Something you may want to get involved with. And check out castor oil, K2, and B1, and all the different vitamins. So it's becoming, I recognize when something's true and if it's false. Like the 9/11 conspiracies, I know they're all false. Okay? And I know why people make up conspiracies. Psychology, you know. I posted that information to a couple of people and I haven't heard anything. Of course not. They might be offended. People get offended and say, oh, you know, they like to believe in their stuff, so let them have it. But anyway, yeah, it's quite an interesting area. I hope this is recording. I'm talking to myself again or what? But, yeah, people do get offended. Or they shy away and that kind of, it's human nature, I suppose. They live in their fantasy worlds. Not everybody, I mean just a few people. I get promised things that never happen, you know, so I'm blocking those people. I'm not going to deal with them either. I'm shutting it down. They always say this and say that, you know, and oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to shut them down as much as I can. I'm going to try and figure out how to make the whole channel. I don't know how to do it. Make it private. But anyway, that doesn't matter. I don't care what I don't care what people think anyway, so. But, you know, people coming around, so. Samples to be done dealing with here are, these two. I got a hammer there, I don't know why. Why did I put a hammer there? Oh, it's too heavy to put somewhere else. These two things. Can it focus? Now what are they? Inch and a half? I think so. Or 2 inch, anyway. Inch and 3/4. Aluminium bars that I'll put on plastic containers. And they should kind of get soft, cold soft, and part away or fall apart. Waste a good aluminium bar stock. I hate doing it, but these could be test bars. They got a hole already drilled in them, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. That's dangerous stuff, you know. If you got structural members and you're doing the Huthison effect stuff, yeah, well, it can be dangerous, and it has been dangerous. I do use a fire extinguisher, CO2, which I should get one of those. I use the CO2 to put out something that shot through the floor. Hot fire through a pinhole in the basement floor. Shot out. It was a big blaze, and I thought, what the hell's going on now? Okay. And the other time was in another location where George Lissicase wired one capacitor in reverse and it exploded. 100-pound capacitor blowing up, not a good thing. George Lissicase and Alexander Cherishevsky kept it secret. There was investigators coming down too, so I don't trust people, really, I don't. Only a few people I really trust. Otherwise, I really don't trust what people say or do. Okay? If I do it, fine. Hell, the people I'm trying to get rid of, as I mentioned before, were the ones that come around, bug my landlord's son. And you can, if you're doing something, and you can check that out by going with who is the manager of Lincoln Manor in New Westminster. The son would probably remember and tell everybody about it, but again, as I said before, also the mayor came around and I was shut down. And I gave a lot of stuff to Paul Pincott of Can-Am Imports. So I'll be contacting him as well. I tried contacting Alex Cherishevsky, but apparently he's got some secret agenda going somewhere. This is stuff he took. Silver tuning coils? Come on. Who in the hell's Randy? Let's figure this out. But it'll be exposed. I'll expose it all too on radio shows and other things. Plus emails and address. So I gotta inform my lawyer about this stuff too. And anyway. And that's R. Flynn Marr. Look him up. He's now into photography. But anyway, so moving right along. In a short time, there should be 1,000-pound electromagnet arriving here. I'll use a cherry picker to lift it off the back of the truck and drop it somewhere down there. But I want it to be portable. I do know how to make it portable. I gotta make a framework. I gotta suspend it at least foot, 2 feet off the floor on a non-conducting surface. So I'm going to use 4x4s and join them in special ways that will hold that kind of weight. Because the weight and the energy from it that I'll be putting into it is going to cause some unique situations. And that'll be loaded with high wideband RF stuff like I used to do, VLF, and HF. Then the capacitor banks, as I showed you before, will be charged up, and all safety measures got to be put in place to my satisfaction. Okay, that's reasonable, isn't it? You don't want an explosion or fire or anything. And when the major effects happen, it's going to be interesting, to say the least. I hope it doesn't. Well, these containers should protect my other stuff, plus other things in here. We'll see what happens. So that'll be done. And what else? Yeah, that's going to be done. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. Today I was just testing out electronic gear, and it works just fine. Vacuum tubes are perfect. Transistors are iffy. Had many of those things go up in smoke. So you gotta be careful with this stuff, right, EVO? You can't be in here. What do you hear now? I know, there's weird things going on in here. Cameras have already caught it. Oh, he's going on. At nighttime, there's something going on in here. Also, the Oracle room is proving to be quite interesting unto itself. Now, a lot of stuff we don't understand because we're in this time zone. 100 years in the future, we'll understand some more things. In the meantime, I have to get along without that information until I figure out a way to reach that time, like Dr. Mallet. But he wants to go back in time. I don't think that's kind of against the laws of physics and nature. Going ahead in time is very feasible. Mallet is working on this laser production system. Localized area of activity. I wonder how his results are. Can he talk about them? Or I don't know. All I know, I've encountered weird things like that myself. Metal samples go ahead in time as well. I got that report somewhere. Max Planck Institute. Roland Brito. It made Esquire magazine. I have the article in German. Should have it translated into English. And videos and documents and letters. So let's see what we got here. Who we have here? Ooh, 25 pounds of trouble. He's a little more relaxed today, but little whiskers, huh? So funny, this little fella, aren't ya? Huh? Gotta be going, gotta get going, gotta do this, gotta do that. Well, he's a little shepherd, so he's very busy. I made a shepherd stick, and when I carry the shepherd stick, I never hit any animal with that. I walk with it. He won't bother trying to herd me. It's quite interesting. So he must know about shepherds and their sticks, walking sticks. Avio, should I show the audience the walking stick? What are you nibbling on, if anything? I'll go get it and show it off, okay? I'm going to show some people a piece of plastic, you know, the walking stick. I shall return. Get that walking stick. Oh, here's a walking stick. This is a plastic electrical conduit piece left over. And oh, you're very interested in it, aren't you? Okay. This is a toy item that Evio ripped apart and I took to save the head. And what I do with it is Evio's very interested in it. I'll show you. So that works good, and I walk with it. Evio's down there looking at me. Yeah, so he doesn't hurt me when I walk with this thing. So I was sitting outside for a long time too, this piece of plastic pipe. Funny. I'll put it there. Okay. Oh, I don't know, Evio. Oh, let's see. Where are we here? Just love licking, don't you? So, not interesting talk today, huh? But I was... Oh. I'm talking to that thing, Evio. iPad man. What can I say? We can get some more for you. You can get in there. Oh, no. I think so. No, not quite. No, let's see. Now what happened here? We got my head cut off. Oh, well. Johnny Cupcake here. Okay, let's bring this up. Oh, that's kind of cool. I got this cable around it here. Cable. Keep it on an angle so... Oh, yeah, it's still... Weird colored thing. Peekaboo. That works pretty good. I mean, I can angle it like that. Oh, hi, Evio. What are you looking for? I have an itchy back for some reason, so... let's see. Oh, I don't know why I'm itchy there. Wow. Phew. Yeah, itchy back, Evio. Now we're going to see how castor oil works. I'll be getting some today. Now I've really put it on areas that I feel I should attack. Life extension, the practical scientific approach. So I covered a few topics: life extension, metal samples, some effects. But again, warning: I'm not an inventor. Okay, I'm not a scientist. And I have no desire to patent anything or promote. No, not my job description. I wouldn't want to live in that world, you know, like some of these characters. Look at the world Donald Trump lives in. What kind of hell is that? Jesus Christ. How about the others? Tesla and Einstein. Tesla and Einstein drew out amazing drawings. Of course, they had a lot of help, I suppose, but Tesla was a very interesting character. That's why I heard about him through a friend of mine, and I met even Tesla's friend Thomas Lee Richardson. I learned a lot from them. I should learn a lot from all the scientists I met over the years too. That thing moving on its own or what? Anyway, I just anyway, anyway. I don't know how. Yeah, other question. I don't know on Bob Greener's book if it's even going to be a reality or not. I don't know. Sorry. And the movie, I have no idea. Could be just talk, or it could be real. I don't know until it happens. Right? Right. Okay. So we got that figured out. There is a doctor. Hmm. Oh, it's really itchy today. I know why. A doctor wants to come here and film. Well, that's okay. I did contact him and communicated. So he's owns a company around the world actually. And he's into alternative health as well. So he'll be showing up someday here, and we'll have a discussion and talk and enjoy. And also, one of my previous sponsors is coming here as well. Then in wintertime, I was visiting a friend I haven't seen in a long time, and we'll leave it at that for now, I guess. Right, right. So I'll be busy. I've got more equipment coming in, so what I do is quickly check it, and I treat everything with WD-40, soak everything in it, and that's it. I'm not in a rush to use it. It's called restoration. Check capacitors and other interesting things. Maybe there's some damage, which I can repair on things that come in. Some are in immaculate condition, not even used. It's quite amazing when it's filmed. I got the original Collins NASA radio they used in the Apollo project. It's a synthesizer, and I think I've shown that in videos before. Oddly, it's out on eBay for a long time, and I bought it, and the seller was able to get Fair Radio to put it into their shipment to me here. And I like to keep that area over there more like open all the time in case a pallet comes and stuff. Mostly it's FedEx with maybe 2 pieces per day or 3 pieces per day, which I can handle and take them out, check them over, throw all the packing material into the garbage. Whereas a pallet can be quite interesting how it's packed up. A lot of cardboard to get rid of. I wonder how Fair Radio's doing on their auction. Too bad they're closing down. I mean, As I said before, I bought a lot from them over the years. Many pallets. Many tons of goodies from Fair Radio. Recently, Nebraska surplus. One item, not parts and pieces. One item they're trying to get rid of. I bought it in Naval Radar System. That's a niche area. Good lordy. Oh. Don't know. What else can I talk about, if anything? Well, I think that's basically covered some of the questions I got from YouTube members. I don't know who they are. Most YouTube people use odd names. So, of course I do too, don't I? The Baroness. So, anyway, to Petaluma soon, probably in October. Get down there and refresh up on metals and stuff. I have a shipment coming in from Carmack Metals. Steel, cold roll, steel cold roll, that is, and that I'll be using for something, but I need bulk materials and stuff like that. And see what other goodies they have in machine tools. Or even electronics. I bought all their Huthison motors. Beautiful brass things. And I just picked them all up, and plus all their capacitors. That was quite a haul. And those capacitors are quite unusual. Meaning what? Well, meaning that I had an electrostatic charge system and an RF charge system working, which caused metal to do weird things. I could videotape it, and I found it on my YouTube, and I took it and put it private and dumped it into the new listing of private. Just in effect, 9/2024. On that note, I think I'm gonna go and start working on some things that might be interesting to do. I got something to figure out. A 28-volt source. Anyway, I watched some cool videos also last night besides health videos. Forging as metals. How dome steel is rolled out, cold rolled forgings and stuff like that. Quite an amazing thing. So yeah, again, I learn something every night thanks to YouTube. Oh, what have I got here? Oh. Back scratcher? I don't know. Will it work? Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's work. Okay, well, it's been like that for a while. I don't know. What do you think, Avio? Oh, well. So we got generators here and motors. Beautiful antique pieces. Generators that can actually produce huge amounts of direct current. Low voltage, which I'll be using that in the electromagnetic field activity areas. What is it, Evio? What do you see? Okay. So, I guess I should get going. I smell car exhaust. That's weird. On my receivers, I pick up car static. Also, slight magnetic field fluctuations. And they go down the freeway here on my magnetometer. I gotta get my gravitometer up and running again too. But yeah, you see it on the scope, all these little spikes as the car passes along. You. I'll leave it at that. Doesn't worry me any. I think it's quite interesting. I like that, huh? Nope. I like so. No, I do smell car exhaust. I wonder if somebody's in the driveway. I guess I should go check, huh? Okay, let's do that. Getting like EVO with a smart nose, huh?